Oh shit. Oh shit. We are finally live. It was a struggle. We are live. We are live. We are live. This is gonna be a brief one, but wait for people to get into the party. But welcome to the channel. This is another installment, and this is live stream episode 25. This is your host, Lord Lips, on the Know It Alls page with another installment. Um, the ducks may swim on a lake, but my daddy owns the lake. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but welcome, 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 everybody. Hopefully, everybody got the notification. You guys know the rules. Thumbs up in the chat, hit the bell as well, like, comment, subscribe, share the page as well. Uh, Apologize about the long delay. I was attempting to get this started a little bit earlier, but the thumbnail that I was trying to load onto my episode, there wasn't enough there wasn't enough space on my hard drive. there, I'm sorry, I love fat jokes. There I was trying to get this thumbnail uploaded and I could not get it uploaded. They kept saying that there wasn't sufficient amount of space on the hard drive. So it took me a while to get this going. And for that, I do apologize. But yeah, I mean, what the fuck is going on, guys? I mean, let's just be real. Let's just be real. Now, my plus size community out there that may or may not be watching can't necessarily say I have any plus size community fans out there per se, but I'm sure I do, and I got family members that are plus size and stuff, and I mean, and hell, this particular case is double plus size, and I got some plus size members in my family and shit, and I've denied them car rides for less. Let's just say that. So again, apologize about the long delay, but as I mentioned at the top, I attempted to get this thumbnail loaded, and it kept telling me that there wasn't sufficient space. That is funny. It's so ironic. I just kept trying. Shit. Ooh, get that down. Don't post that. Give me a second, guys. You know what I have to do. I have to share this. I have to stream this on other platforms. Come on. Let's see. Only want your love if it's solid. Some of y'all just gonna turn. Anybody in the chat? Drop a comment if you're in the chat. Yeah, so we have a fat girl Lyft driver lawsuit. Let's see. This country is so goddamn crazy. So goddamn crazy, bro. This 500-pound lady is suing Lyft because she was refused I mean, first off, this has to be seriously, this has to be some sort of joke. Let me see if I can find a news article regarding this. They better not try to get me to subscribe. They're gonna try to get me to subscribe. It's not happening. It's not happening. Not fucking happening. Oh, she's a rapper. She's a rapper. Oh, Detroit rapper and influencer, Dejoa Blanding, known for her stage name Dank Demos, is suing Lyft after a driver refused to give her a ride, citing her weight. Attorneys for Blanding, who weighs nearly 500 pounds, 489 fucking pounds, filed the lawsuit claiming the incident, which occurred earlier this month, violated Michigan's anti-discrimination laws, which include weight as a protected characteristic. Okay. Michigan is the only state where weight is legally protected under anti-discrimination laws. The incident is part of a wider conversation. The incident is part of a wider conversation. They dead wrong. This news article is dead wrong. Newsweek is dead wrong. This incident is part of a wider conversation about how much responsibility companies should bear when it comes to accommodating plus size customers. What to know? The incident went viral after Blending uploaded it to TikTok on January 19, captioned, "The Lyft driver denied me service because of my size." It had garnered 342,000 views by Tuesday, January 28th. Well, she said she's humiliated and embarrassed. I mean, shit. In the video, the Lyft driver told her, "I got no space. My car is small." Blanding insisted she could fit before he responded, "Believe me, you can't." The driver, who identified himself in the video as Abraham, cited concerns about his car's tires and past experiences with a passenger who couldn't fit in his vehicle as reasons for denying Blanding service. He suggested she order an Uber XL and assured her she would be refunded. Blanding wrote in the video description that she was humiliated and embarrassed. Her attorney, Jonathan Marco, told Fox Channel 2 Detroit that Michigan laws treat weight discrimination the same as racial or religious discrimination. So I wonder, Lyft in a statement, I'm not going to keep going on. This is crazy. This is insane. Hoden says Lakers 78, Wizards 45. We talked about it earlier. Just horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I'm going to talk about the NBA here in a second. Horrible product. The NBA went from, we shitted on it all December and during their little Disney tournament that they did, the in-season tournament. I don't even remember who fucking won the in-season tournament. Does anybody know who won the in-season tournament? I don't remember. But we went on collectively shitting on that for them to turn around and give us even worse product after that. I'm completely checked out. I haven't watched the NBA game. I haven't even watched. I think the Cavs are OKC. I think it might have been OKC. It might have been OKC. It was like OKC versus the Bucks, and the Bucks won. The Bucks actually won that. I forgot. But nobody. I mean, it's inconsequential. Nobody even cared. But back to the wider issue at hand, which is what's her rapper name? Why don't her? You know who should make a group? You know who should make a crew? Her and Dave Blunts will make a good rap crew. Her and Dave Blunts will make a good rap crew. They could call it. We'll have to think of them a name, but they can make a good rap crew. And it almost seems like this isn't real. Like this is actually a way for her to blow up. I mean, I just cannot even believe. First off, Michigan laws protecting plus size people under the gaze of discrimination for weight or size is very interesting. I wonder, I wonder as far as like amusement parks and shit, like I wonder how that trickles down into it, because we all know that God, I'm closing out all my messages. We all know that in fucking at amusement parks and roller coasters and stuff, if you're a certain size, you just can't get on the fucking ride. And it's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. So I don't understand. This man pulls up. I mean, like he said, you might have to request a plus size Uber, and for you to be requesting a Lyft is just ridiculous and ironic, because can't nobody lift you. I'm not lifting you nowhere. You're 489 pounds. No, you're not getting my back seat. So now Lyft is under fire because they literally couldn't pick this lady up. Oh my God, I know. Yeah, I just read your comment. Yeah, that's what News Weekly said. They said wider issues, man. I can't believe they literally said wider issues. This incident is part of a wider conversation. That is so crazy to say, but yeah, she's suing them. So I'll be curious to see how this actually goes. It looks like she is protected under discrimination laws in Michigan, where she was, and she has an attorney and lawyer. She's gonna blow up off of this. No pun intended. She's gonna blow up off of this. She's going to continue her influencer career. But like I said, hell, her and Dave Blunt should get together, and her and Dave Blunt should get together and take it to the max, do their thing. But I just think it's really, like they said, being part of a wider conversation. I think this is another incident where we have kind of like a parable of what goes on, like our country. You know, here we have there's so much sickness that goes on in this country, man. There's so much like absolute mental sickness, not even physical. I mean, obviously, you know, she's not in the best health condition, being 500 pounds, but the fact that, hey, first thing I gotta say is shout out to her. I mean, I get it. If you're at Walmart or if you're at Kroger's and you see something dripping from the ceiling, or you see loose debris falling down from the ceiling, I'm not mad at the people that might, you know, slide on the ground and, you know, stage a situation and, you know, file a lawsuit. I understand that whole kind of thing, you know, shit. Sometimes that might be your that might be the universe's way of giving you good karma. You know, that might be your chance and opportunity. So, you know, did she know the rules and laws in Michigan? I bet she probably did. Considering she is a bigger woman, and she's probably faced a lot of harassment and a lot of pushback just in her day-to-day life, going places trying to fit in. So I could see her probably knowing these laws and then ordering herself a Lyft and not an XL Uber, knowing good and goddamn well she could not fit in this Lyft. I mean, that's the part that, like I'm saying, it's America in a nutshell, to where we are so delusioned. I mean, we got all types of people that want to identify as what they want to identify as. That just people live so far removed from reality. There's going to be a point where I wish it was on the stock market. I wish we could invest in not virtual reality, but reality. I wish that I could put some money on reality, because we are getting so far removed from reality. There's going to come a time where we are going to plead to the heavens so bad that we just got a little taste of reality. We're going to get so far removed from reality with the advancement of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, all of these things. We are getting so far removed from reality, like actual reality. And this already stemmed from, you know, like I said, people identifying what they want to identify as, people not wanting to be boxed into certain things. The whole nation is just under some sort of guise or some sort of spell. And we just do not live in reality. We know the first Trump administration and stuff, they coined the fact alternative facts or fake news, you know, that kind of things. Or, you know, people like to say my truth, you know, which there's some merit to the whole idea between my truth or whatnot. But essentially there's the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's the truth. There's reality. And we are so far removed from reality, guys. So far removed from reality. And that's what I'm saying with this plus size woman. You're 500 fucking pounds. Let's just be real. You are 500 pounds. Requesting a lift is crazy. Lyft out of all sites. Not an Uber. Lyft. And it's just going to be very, very... He says in the damn video, I got no space. My car is small. She's insisting she could fit. listen, man. Listen, I've dealt with family members and stuff like that riding and just, they'll tear up. You turn the wrong way or you go over a pothole and it's done. It's done. The whole damn car is done. Axle all broke, bumper leaning to the side. It's all. Have you guys ever seen a plus size person's shoes? Exactly, Hunter. Hunter says, I hate fat people so fat it got to be an issue like that. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I, listen, I'm not saying that I hate fat people. We're saying I hate big people that refuse, again, to live in reality and refuse to acquiesce to the reality around them. You ain't just going to be able to bogart and big body your way into reality and into, like, lady, you can't fit in my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. And I may or may, if I'm him, I may or may not understand the laws or whatever in Michigan, but like, I know you can't fit in my car. That's what I know. So, like, why don't you, find you a Uber XL? It's common sense. You need to be getting the Ubers that would supply a party of 5. You're 500 fucking pounds. You know what I'm saying? But no, we live in a society that will take offense to that. She's all offended, which, granted, maybe she has a right to be. I haven't necessarily really watched the video or anything. I just thought it was really ironic. Lyft, a big lady, Lyft, and now I'm reading articles and they're being funny. You can't tell me that News Weekly or whatever, whoever wrote this article, don't got a little bit of comedic relief in here talking about a wider issue. that is funny. A wider conversation is funny. But yeah, like I said, it looks like she's a rapper. Looks like she's a rapper and an influencer. And if you guys don't think, if she doesn't take advantage of this, which I'm sure she's trying to, she's going to attempt to. But like, lady, this is your one shot. You know what I'm saying? You better lose yourself in the music. You only get one shot. Do not miss a chance to blow. So hopefully she catapults off this. We'll see how this lawsuit fares or whatever. Lane says, I'm gonna remember this episode for you about 10 years from now. We're gonna talk. Yeah. If you think I would ever get that goddamn big, it's just virtually impossible. She's a 500-pound woman. Let's see how big Dave Blunt's is, because like I said, I want her and Dave Blunt's to make a group. They can make a whole group. Dave Blunt and this lady. Dave Blunt's weight. Let's see. He's 600 fucking pounds. Golly, I don't know, bro. Y'all let me know. I think that this girl, to me, is about the same size. Go through her picture. She looks the same size to me as Dave Blunt's. No cap. And they both got that fat in the same area. It's like the left foot. Their stomach is like she has a stomach on her left foot. She got fat in places I ain't never seen. Dave Blunt's, it looks like he got fat on his eyes and in his cheeks. Like Dave Blunt squints. Hunter says Dave Blunt is a legend. It sounds like a good old American love story. I agree. See, but see, here's what we know about big plus size community. They don't like each other. They're mad at us because we don't want to sleep. We don't want to lay in bed with them. We don't want to rub their back and shit at night and roll them out into the world when we got to get up and go out to eat and do our, day-to-day activities. They get mad at us. They get mad at smaller size people and call us names and say we're discriminating. And I get it. We have grown up in a culture where fat shaming was a really big deal. In fact, it's not even as big as a deal as it was in the early 2000s when I was coming up. Fat shaming used to be really fucking fun. I don't know if anybody remembers. Fat shaming used to be fun. It was one of my favorite parts of the day. But we don't do it as much as we used to. Just like when we used to call people fags and retarded. It was just that was the golden age of America American culture. Back when we called, when we was, able to beat up on fags, when we was able to slander retards, and when we was able to fat shame. I mean, hell, think about the way they treated Missy. Lizzo doesn't even stand a chance. Well, I don't know. People done got on Lizzo's ass a lot over the years. But I don't know if you guys remember, but there was fucking Missy Elliott got fat shamed a lot. Who's the bitch? Oh, sorry. Who's the woman from Nickelodeon? The fat lady that used to be on All That and those Nickelodeon shows. She got fat shamed a fucking lot. It was a running joke within Nickelodeon that she was a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? They did like, episodes centering around how fucking fat she was. Plenty of people back in that day was fat shamed. So it's been a part of the lexicon of American culture, but not as much today. So anyways, we'll see. We'll see what comes down. I think that if the judge should rule, and I think they should award her like a free, Golden Corral buffet and consider it even. But Dave Blunt, I cannot believe Dave Blunt is 600 pounds. She's 500. He's 600. That's 1,100 fucking pounds, bro. What is the elevator weight? Elevator weight capacity. These two couldn't even be on an elevator together. Not an elevator, not hydraulics, not escalades, none of those things. They wouldn't be able to do it. In fact, never mind. I ain't even gonna go there. That's gonna be super disrespectful. But yeah, shout out to what's her name? Looks like her rap name is what is her rap name? Everybody go follow her on TikTok and support this lady. Dank DeMoss. Shout out to Dank DeMoss out there getting to that bag however she knows how. Suing Lyft for not being able to pick up 500 pounds and put it in the back seat. Shout out to her. Did you guys see? Somebody tagged me in some bullshit. Did you guys see Stephen A. Smith's banter at LeBron James Jr.? I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen it, but Stephen A. Smith, Holden, if you're still watching, here's the NBA segment. It's gonna be quick. I'm gonna do a little quick pow pow. Stephen A. Smith rips Bronny James. So the Lakers faced I can't remember who they faced. They faced somebody a few days ago, and maybe the Philadelphia 76ers. And they faced the Philadelphia 76ers, and usually Bronny only gets in when we're blowing somebody out or being blown out. They give Bronny garbage time. But JJ Redick said that it sounded like, or it felt like we needed a spark. The LA Lakers needed a spark, so he decided to play Bronny a little bit early. Bronny got in the game, stunk it up. I think for the year, let's see. I think for the year, Bronny James stats. Good God, this brother is horrendous. This man has, he's shooting 6%. Bronny James is shooting 6%, guys. He has made one field goal in the NBA. I think he's shot in like 16 times. And I wish I could play the video. Good God, I can't wait until I get a host set up so I can show you guys all the videos that I got on my page of him just not even missing shots, but they're not even remotely close, and they're damn near next to dangerous. How hard they clank off the board, just like his daddy. I mean, just very, very, very heavy-handed, very clunky, very stiff, no fluidity. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a loud clunk that goes off the backboard when Bronny decides to shoot these shots. And, to no avail, he's still one of the 13 members on an NBA. Hunter says stiff. Exactly. And he's still a member of the Lakers. He's, we've cut other people. He's been sent back and forth from the G League, and he started to warm up a little bit in the G League. Then he comes and plays home games anytime LeBron feels like it. It's just a mess of a show. We also seen, this is a little bit of a sidetrack. We also seen, which I love that is going around on X. We also seen that LeBron James stayed in that game down 20 plus points, 25 plus points against the Philadelphia 76ers. He had a horrible first three quarters or first half, and LeBron James, Mr. Stat Sheet Stuffer himself, decided to stay in the game at 40 years old. I think the man's 40 years old, 22 years in the league. Instead of sitting his ass on the bench and, better luck next time, he decides to get in the game and fill up the stat sheet, flirt with a triple-double, get 31 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 8 turnovers. Typical LeBron shit. But outside of that, we got Stephen A. Smith going on First Take and criticizing, not Bronny, but he criticized LeBron James and begged him and pleaded for him to stop the nonsense, stop this shit with Bronny. Okay, so let's pause there. I remember a section of people a few months ago. Does anybody remember there was a group of people a few months ago that when this was happening, or when we were in the beginning stages of this happening, they were echoing these same sentiments? And then so I got mad beef with all of this. And I just want to categorize it for everybody. Not only was there a conversation about nepotism going on, but we know that. And we know that nepotism has flooded many, many, many industries. It's even flooded my workplace, and I'm at the crux of it. But we said that in sports. Exactly. Hunter said that if that was your stance, you got called a hater, and you said, and people said you're not looking at the bigger picture and all that. No, we are looking at the bigger picture. We're looking at the fact that it's a 16-man roster, 13 people sit on 12, 13 people might make the team or whatnot. And, you're essentially taking food out of somebody else's mouth because your father is allotting you that space. That's what we looked at. So I don't want to hear this whole black thing, beautiful love story. Well, there's also another story of plenty of people that are working day and night tirelessly and actually have the qualities to potentially make an NBA roster that are fighting for their life and putting all their stock into this thing, and they're not being rewarded as such. So there's that. But as I was saying, we understand the whole nepotism thing. We understand the whole Disney story that the NBA loves to ride off on, but they could take from the NFL. If y'all gonna write a Disney story, get Taylor Swift involved, get Patrick Mahomes, get Jackson Mahomes, get Travis Kelce involved, get Roger Goodell involved, get these better names and get this better story involved. As far as the NBA, the whole Shane says you got a job at Finish Line because you was my friend, but was very underqualified. So what's the issue now? I don't know when you joined. I already said nepotism runs rampant in these industries, right? But usually, and they run rampant in politics, which obviously has a lot of control, and it dictates a lot of stuff. So hey, I'm not here to lie and pretend like that is a one-off case. I'm just saying fair is fair. And if it's ran rampant across these other industries and we take problems with it then it's okay for us to take problems with it here. Especially when Bronny is ass. He's particularly ass. He's a special form of ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost shocked that I'm looking around and waiting for Clutch Sports to get their tentacles around Adam Silver and for the Reptilian gods to come down and gift Bronny an actual good game. But that hasn't happened yet. I'm literally genuinely shocked that it hasn't happened yet. It's coming. It's only a matter of time. Hell, if you give a bum like that so many opportunities, eventually they'll break through and have at least one good game. I just know that any other player would not get this sort of leeway. to be literally like 1 for 16 in his NBA career. I don't even know how he's shooting 16 shots, but every time he gets in the game, they force him a shot. Back to the fucking point. Stephen A. Smith takes issue with it. Obviously, Stephen A. is closely associated with NBA insider, reporter, la 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 la. Horrible show. Get sick of his voice. That's not the point. The point is, we fucking try to tell y'all. Listen up. Listen up. I don't want to hear back talk from people. And then, like I said, a few months later, y'all all circle around and act like, you're reporting the good news or you're saying something groundbreaking or, no, y'all just spent the whole summer attacking people who called this shit out. That's what happened. And then there's a whole conversation in the NBA, Gilbert Arenas and all these people, Nick Young, all these people. Well, we ain't even talking about the NBA top draft lottery picks. We don't even know who the fuck they are because of Bronny James. So you're right. We're not talking about them. But we don't even know who the fuck they are. I don't even know who the number one pick is. I don't even know who the number one pick is. And I'm an avid NBA fan. Does he play in Washington, who has lost 15 straight games twice again? Shane says that is not because of Bronny. It's partially because of Bronny James. It's not all because of Bronny. I'm not absolute on anything. Partially because of Bronny James. That is because nobody cares about the NBA. I will concur. He said, bruh, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For you to not be able to attach any credit to Bronny because of that is so delusional. Bronny overshadowed the whole class. The Bronny story, the Bronny situation overshadowed the whole entire dog. Not only was it like we're forgetting the timeline on Bronny even making the NBA. That was number one. But then when he fell after Clutch Sports colluded, you haven't known a top draft pick for 5 years, question mark. Are you talking to me or just saying that in general? Because we definitely have that. I mean, that's not even a conversation. But Bronny and LeBron James and his father colluded, and he magically fell to his father's team. That story is insane, and it happened. It was all the whole draft situation was surrounding that Bronny story. That's one. But I don't want to stay there. The point is, the people that are defending this and saying that we are not, what is that? Holding you lucky. I don't read that. I don't show that online. The people that are claiming that we're not talking about we don't have the same smoke for the number one draft pick and all that. Yeah, we don't care. But let me read y'all this. It's July 3rd, 2023. Man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Shit lightweight hilarious. Laughing emojis. That's LeBron James. That's his father. And we also have word from Bronny who thinks that nothing that he's gotten has been. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on. Bear with me. Got the quote right here. Bronny James speaks on the NBA Media Day. Oh, we remember this. I was getting selected in the NBA regardless of my last name. People think that the only reason I'm successful is because of my dad. My success has nothing to do with my dad. Choose your words wisely. Now, I get it, man. I understand your sentiment and stuff. I understand your whole sentiment, but dog, LaMelo Ball, Jello Ball, and Lonzo Ball can't even say that. They can't even sit in front of a camera and truthfully tell us that none of their success has nothing to do with their father. So if they're not able to say it, Bronny James, who was like the number 60th pick in the NBA, and his father just so happens to be LeBron Ramon James, saying that his success has nothing to do with his dad, is absolutely insane. So every one of them Ball brothers, Shane says, LiAngelo Ball is significantly better than Bronny. Not even close. Not even close. Every one of them Ball brothers would say that. Even though the Ball brothers are a little bit delusional. Not Lonzo, but Jello and Melo are highly delusional in their own right. And I'm going to get to them too. They're so goddamn delusional. But they're more delusional in an identity crisis way. And y'all know what I mean. I mean, Chino Hills and this whole thing. Shane says every one of them would say they would get drafted. they would get drafted without their dad, which is true, but not the point. Yeah, they might say that, and they might have a case that they would. I mean, that if you want to get into the meat and potatoes of that and really trace it back to, well, would you if your dad didn't put you in this position and train you up from there? But no, like if their dad had fell off the face of the earth in 2015, while they were already had the motion going, would they have gotten drafted at the trajectory and the rate that they were going? Yeah, probably, sure. But they wouldn't be able to say that none of their success is due to their father. And if they did, we would have to call them out and call them delusional for what they are. We would say you are a whole bunch of milk spoiled babies that are just wrong and delusional. And I also wonder, Hunter, I know you're in the chat, bruh. The more and more, this is gonna sound crazy. The more and more I think about it, Jello sounds like, you know who Jello sounds like, bruh? I want you to respond before I say who he sounds like. I want you to take a guess who Jello sounds like. Take a guess who I think Jello sounds like, bro. While I'm waiting on that comment, yeah, the NBA is a mess, and this is what happens. This is what happens. No, Hunter says a real rapper. No, he sounds like Tina, bro. The more and more I play videos back to back, and I'm like, bro, he kind of sounds like Tina. Like, just this is an awfully long time to be spent on the NBA. No, you missed the opening. He sounds like Tina, bro. Just the pauses in what he's saying, how he struggles to like complete a full sentence. I watched his interview today with Flash, my guy up at Complex, and they was talking about Tweaker and shit, and he was going back and forth talking about he's doing interviews with Speed. I said Flash. Yes, I said Flash. Speed. Shout out to Speed. I fuck with Speed, but. He did an interview with Speed, and he was asking him about the Cameron situation. And Jello was delusional, but whatever. He was saying he sounds slow as fuck, and I don't know how we never put that together. I don't know. I mean, are we sure that he didn't have a stroke? Are we exactly sure? You fuck with Speed and not Kai? No, Shay, not I Speed. No, not that Speed. Not the. We talking about Speed from Complex that's been doing journalism for forever. Speed from Complex for sure. You don't fuck with that other Speed dude. He's annoying, bro. He is Speedy. The other Speed dude is annoying as fuck, bro. Like, couldn't be more annoyed. Kai and all them are annoying to me, straight up. Did y'all see that stream where Kai had the $70,000 robot and he was kicking him in the back? That was funny. I ain't gonna lie. That was funny, bro. That was a little bit funny. But yeah, that whole community is annoying. Let me finish with the NBA, Shane. I know. I mean, shit. Play the Jeopardy music. Cue up the cue cards. Come back in about 2 minutes. I got to finish up on the NBA because Mr. Reptilian himself, Adam Silver, decided to go and sit. Who did he sit with? I think he sat with Dan. Dan, not Lieberman. Y'all know who I'm talking about. ESPN legend, Dan. I'm having a brain fart. But he sat with him and talked about really didn't face enough pushback, if you ask me. I miss the days like Rome is Burning, the Stephen A. Smith show, the early days where, you could give people some pushback. Adam Silver is out there floating the idea of a 4-point line and a 10-minute quarter. We got not Dan Le Batard. I hate Dan Le Batard and his fucking dad. I couldn't stand Dan Le Batard and his dad. What was that show? The Dan Le Batard show? Horrible. Somebody told me that I should watch it as an adult because Poppy, who was Dan Le Batard's dad on the show, bro, I couldn't stand it, bro. I could not stand that show, bro. I wanted them to get deported so bad. I should call Donald Trump on them. It was horrible. It was fucking horrible. Poppy got on my fucking nerve, bro. It was Dan Le Batard, Poppy, and Bomani Jones, bro. Couldn't be a worse cast. Literally couldn't be not a worse cast, bro, across the board. I don't like Dan Le Batard. Bro. He's whack. Hunter got blocked by Bomani Jones, and Bomani Jones ain't been the same since. He had to go over to HBO. I think Bomani Jones got a show on like HBO Max or some shit, and he do like a podcast. Him and Jamel Hill. ESPN got rid of all of those people. ESPN, really weird. We talk about DEI situations. They went from like this. They went strong. They went like super hard, like black progressive with Jamel Hill. Y'all remember Michael Smith? Numbers don't lie. They had Jamel Hill, Michael Smith. They had Bomani Jones. They had it rocking up there when it comes to that. And then the whole Kaepernick, Marcellus, Wiley, all of them. And then the Kaepernick situation divided them. And then they got rid of it. Started with Jamel Hill. They got rid of Jamel Hill so fucking fast. But yeah. Anyways, the NBA, man, Adam Silver, I get on this platform. And even before I've ever gotten on this platform, I was saying to my friends privately and even on social media and stuff, Adam Silver, it's not even doing it justice to call him the worst commissioner in sports. That's not even doing him justice. At this point, he's committing absolute treason and terrorism to the NBA, bro. We hate the WNBA. One of the reasons, I mean, there's a multitude of reasons. And, I mean, shout out to the WNBA. They are getting a little bit of steam. Caitlin Clark is doing that damn thing for that league. In fact, some of the ratings for the WNBA has surpassed the NBA, which is absolutely abominable. This has happened on LeBron James' watch, by the way. Anyways, he's floating this idea of a 10-minute quarter, bro. This brother continuously, I want to wring his fucking neck because, dude, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. I don't have one off the top, but essentially I come up here every time and tell you guys, when you are in the business of customers and product, you have to listen to your consumers. That's just common sense, right? Listen to your consumers. Listen to the feedback they're giving you. All feedback should be welcome, whether it be negative or positive, but you have to listen to it. And right now, the NBA is facing a serious issue with they are getting a lot of blowback about the product. So as the commissioner, your job is to listen to the fans who are, your viewers that you're trying to obtain. And instead of doing that, this man continuously goes around the problem 24/7. He goes around the problem. Oh, we're complaining about the All-Star game for the last 5 years. Let's change it 4 times in the last 5 years. Let's change the format. It's facing changes again. By the way, the All-Star game is coming up in a week, and the rollout and the promotion for this All-Star game could not be more horrendous. It could not be worse. This is supposed to be the NBA All-Star weekend, man. And I haven't heard a thing. I don't even know where the city is in. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Granted, Diddy's in jail, and they said, he used to do that thing during All-Star weekend. But it ain't even the thing. It's not even the conversation. And the NBA used to be able to kind of, we used to have a nice little series. Grammys, Super Bowl, NBA All-Star weekend. That is done. That conversation is done. Done. But anyways, this man continuously he's throwing shit at a wall and praying for a mural. Dude, All-Star weekend is obsolete, Hunter says. Absolutely obsolete. Again, another critique laid at the feet of LeBron James. Stephen A. Smith attacked him for NBA All-Star weekend, the depletion of NBA All-Star weekend. I've been said that falls at his feet, LeBron James' feet. I mean, not only him, but mainly him. But Stephen A. Smith alluded to the fact that LeBron James refused to. Obviously, we don't want to see the 40-year-old juiced up HGH guy go dunk now at 40 years old, but he never wanted to participate. I mean, he led the NBA NBA fans on for years about performing in a dunk contest. Never done it. So now we get. I hope you guys have a blast with this. I won't be watching. Mac McClung again, who we only hear about him. This man pops up around this time of year like the groundhog. We see him once a fucking year, or we hear about his name once a fucking year when spring is getting ready to pop up. And, we got to track his shadow or not. But Mac McClung is participating in the All-Star game. 2-time defending champion. Y'all have a blast with that. I'm not watching that shit. I'm not watching that shit. And then the last few years, I know last year they had one of them ladies from the WNBA participate in Sabrina I knew Osco or whatever her name is from the New York Liberty participate in a 3-point shootout. They're begging Caitlin Clark, literally begging Caitlin Clark, and she's like, "I'm cool," but they're begging her to complete in the 3-point shootout. It's just a mess. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even want to stop there. This man has changed rules. He's implemented the play-in. He's implemented the in-season tournament. It's all of these things except addressing the core crux of your problem. The product sucks. We're sick of 100 threes a game. We're sick of these crybaby spoiled players. NBA, Joel Embiid still isn't playing. Still isn't playing. Jimmy Butler's throwing a fit in Miami. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And you guys, it's just disgusting. So Adam Silver, you got what you asked for. You lost a fucking fan out of me. I'm completely checked out. But you know that's not enough for you. So you'll wait to get the ratings back this year. But I'm just telling you, when I'm done, I'm gonna make you feel the pain. I'm going to go on. We got until, and I'm gonna try to tap into the playoffs. Obviously, I'm gonna try to tap into the playoffs. It's the first time in my life, first time in my adult life, in my teenage life that I have not religiously followed NBA basketball on a day-to-day basis. I can't even tell you the last time I really caught a game, but I'm gonna make it a point, since you want to continuously change so much and go on these platforms and beat around the bush and shit. I'm gonna make it a point to attack your product, and I'm gonna slander it, and I'm gonna make sure, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call out the actual things that I'm seeing about it, and I'm gonna keep pointing to it so everybody else starts to see it and starts to complain. And we're gonna ratio you. We're gonna spam comments too on your product. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it on LeBron James's page, guys. Let's all spam LeBron James's page. HGH, 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 HGH. Bronny's trash, Bronny's trash, Bronny's trash, Bronny's trash, Bronny's trash, Bronny's trash, Bronny's trash. Let's spam LeBron James's fucking comment section. We can attack LeBron, KD. I can't stand me some Kevin Durant. He's on my last nerve. He's sitting up there arguing with fans, agreeing with JJ Redick, talking about Charles Barkley and them shitting on the product. Dog, how y'all gonna be mad at us for shitting on the product? Give us better fucking product. Give us better product. Y'all ain't gonna sit there and give us shit product and then be mad we shit on it and tell us we should appreciate the product. Y'all ain't the determiners. We will let y'all know if the NBA is good or not. Just like you guys, you little ugly, dumb, nappy head niggas grew up idolizing Jordan and Magic Johnson and saying, "Oh, this is really good fucking basketball. I like this. I want to be in the NBA. I want to play basketball." You guys aren't doing the same. Nobody's coming up after y'all. We don't want to play basketball no more. You know what I'm saying? These niggas would rather play flag football and cross dress and shit. Nobody wants to be in the NBA no more. It ain't cool. It's not even cool. So that's my NBA segment. How do y'all feel about this? See my email. How y'all feel about this situation going on in the sky? And I ain't talking about the drones. By the way, guys, if you are waiting on your tax returns and you feel like it should have been here, do not forget to call 1-800-CASH-NOW. Do not forget to call that number to retrieve your refund. But another thing I wanted to mention, I seen something funny. Somebody said that the NBA should file a restraining order on Isaiah Thomas. And that is so funny and so true, bruh. Like, golly, I wish Isaiah Thomas would fucking stop. Isaiah Thomas is back in the G League, scoring 40 points. Dude, give it the fuck up. We're done. You messed up your hip. The Celtics screwed you over. You could blame Danny Ainge and whoever, be mad at whoever you want to be mad at. But please, at this point, bro, it's literally harassment. The way you continuously pop up every year, dude. Every year for a few weeks out of the fucking year and try to get on an NBA roster. We're done, bro. You're not getting on an NBA roster. If anybody does not hear anything from this episode, please share this message. Isaiah Thomas, IT4, you are not getting on an NBA roster. Stop it. It's worse than Kaepernick. The NBA should file a restraining order on Isaiah Thomas, and the NFL should have filed a restraining order on Colin Kaepernick. Enough of the harassment. We're done. We're done. Let me go to my fucking Twitter. So goddamn done, bro. But yeah, man, I want to be really careful because it's fairly new news, and I usually like to wait a couple of days because I've said this on my podcast here that the news moves so quickly and so much information comes out so swiftly that you got to be careful on hopping on hot button topics that just happened. So, I'll just be brief, see what you guys think. But essentially, we get news last night out of Washington that a flight that was getting ready to land in Washington faced some troubles, and unfortunately, it was ran into by a Black Hawk helicopter, and they plummeted into a river. And they first had a search and rescue team all night, but then it turned into a recovery team, which means that they are trying to recover the remnants or the victims in this situation, which is really, really sad. So I want to send love and prayers out to the family of the victims, man. And it's really, really crazy. When I read this, I'm just like, whatever, man. Obviously, if you guys, remember, we're just, coming up on the 5-year anniversary of the tragic loss of Kobe, Gigi, and the other members that was passenger on that helicopter ride as well. So it looks like the number is told at 67 victims right now. No survivors in this crash. They landed into this river. Obviously, it's cold and rigid weather right now, so I'm sure that this river was full of ice. And I guess on impact, this Black Hawk helicopter that slammed into this passenger flight, it caught fire. So, these people were still strapped into their seatbelts. And you think it's really, really alarming. And I shouldn't even be this gruesome, but somebody painted this picture that, and I was told before that God, when he seeks his vengeance on a nation, he would do this, but he would rise the temperature. He would rise the temperature. So when the temperature gets really, 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 really hot, your pores open up. And so he would rise the temperature and then drop it really, really fast to freezing, well below freezing. And those shards and that coldness would literally pierce through your body. And so in this case, it's pretty similar that you think that this Black Hawk helicopter runs into this plane. Obviously they're blown, parts of the plane is blown out of the sky. So they're facing the atmospheric pressure, barometric pressure of the air, and it's probably very, very cold. And then to be met with fire shortly after has to be extremely, 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 extremely painful. And then even from the fire into the river with shards of ice in that cold, frigid water. Very, very tragic. And it looks like, I can't confirm this, so this is kind of lazy reporting and stuff, but from what I'm seeing, on Facebook and stuff, it looks like it was some sort of sports team that was members on this flight, like a kids sports team. I think they look like teenagers or preteens. So very, very, very tragic situation. The commander-in-chief, 47, has made statements. They are launching an investigation. He has said some divisive things regarding DEI hires about this, but I'll reserve that because it's really a sensitive topic and not enough information has come out about it yet. So I just think it's pretty low bush of me to really. I had some jokes, but I'll save it. I'll definitely save it. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me go back to my live, see if you guys are saying anything. Anybody in the chat got anything they would like to say before I go to this next topic? Anybody in the chat, anything to say? I got a couple more things to say. I would say I got a recommendation. Joe Rogan's last episode, not the one that came out today, which is January 29th, but the one that came out January 28th with Jason Sands and he had another guest on as well who had clearance through UAP disclosure and retrieval programs and stuff. I would definitely recommend you guys watch that because they are still rolling out this UFO UAP story. They're getting into NHI, I think it's called, right? Non-human intelligence. So they're claiming. I've seen multiple claims by David Grouch and the other members that are doing the hearings about non-human intelligence and the retrieval of these non-human intelligence. Sorry, I'm just gonna go ahead and stretch my legs out and get comfortable. That they have recovered these entities. But one thing that was said on this podcast that was pretty interesting to me is they had a segment where they talked about the reptilian overlords. And I've been taught on these reptilians, and I kind of joke and I call Adam Silver a reptilian. We call some politicians reptilians, but we've all seen Men in Black, and I don't be joking. And if you look into scripture, if you look into ancient writings and stuff like that, there is a paper trail of this species. And in fact, you talk about Lilith and Adam and Eve and the serpent in the Bible and stuff like that. A lot of people interpret that as in that it was a species or a demonic species. And you also got to remember, guys, that the reptilian family, how long, man, reptiles. There is a conspiracy out there that reptiles and stuff like that don't even come from Earth. Like they're grounded and stuff like that due to the fall of humanity and God cursed them. And I know I'm getting way out there, but hopefully this is what you guys come to my channel for, because I can get way out there on conspiracies and shit that sounds so asinine, especially, and it don't sound that asinine in 2025, but back in 2015 or whatever, if you're talking about these things, people will turn the TV off. But you look into Lilith and Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, the snake, the serpent, and you really read beyond the basis of what we know about the story, but you continue reading the details of that story, and God curses the serpent and says, that you're going to be essentially, I'm going to ground you for thousands and thousands of years. I'm turning you into a snake. I'm turning you into a crocodile. I'm turning you into, whatever the reptilian may be. So I don't know. I'm saying that to say that now it's been in UFO allure for a long time, in alien allure, but now we're getting people that work in high-ranking officials that work in top secured jobs and and we got politicians, and we got this whole UFO alien disclosure, and we are getting multiple stories regarding reptilians. And also, let me see here. It's not just the reptilians. I mean, they're claiming that there's like 100 alien species out there. But the reptilians are ones that have always been closely associated with governmental bodies, and that they've been ruling over us. I'm gonna see if I can play this clip. Give me a second, guys. See if I can play this clip. It's just gonna be the audio, and it's a brief clip of what was said on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I want you guys to listen.
Got mentioned on mission was reptilians, but every time that they were mentioned, it was really quickly hushed up by whoever else was on the other end of the line. Shut up! Don't say that. Is what they were doing.
They don't want to talk about the reptilians.
They don't want to talk about the reptilian presence at all. They would talk about the tall whites and the grays being in the lab environments. You know, not a lot, but some. But these reptilians, it was like nobody wanted to talk about it.
Was there any sort of an explanation? Did anybody give you of why they don't want to talk about it?
No, the only time I got any inkling was that when I, was out of the program and other people started to talk to me about all the different, things. They're like, well, how many races are there? I don't know. But some people talked about the reptilians. They're like, do you realize that these are evil? And I had to listen to that.
And the thing is, we don't know if it's because of their appearance. You would assume something that's reptilian is maybe a demon or whatever. And the Nordic, where the blonde hair, blue-eyed is considered like an angel. Or is it that's just our perception? But that's what you hear.
Well,
all right, I want to stop there. So that's two different voices. Well, three different voices you hear. Two different voices that are members of the disclosure program, and then obviously Joe Rogan, who's interviewing these guys. My point is, whether you believe that or not, we have to acknowledge and realize that we are in the time of, we are going to have to face that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to get to the bottom of this truth or not. And it's just really, really, really interesting to see. I'm glad. I'm so thankful to exist in this time because, again, growing up, and I don't know if Hunter's in the chat, but he could verify this. Growing up, this is a stoner's dreams. This is your 14 and 15-year-old, you and your buddies, long night conversation. This is up that alley. We've spent, many nights talking about stuff like this. And to see that we are now at the point to where we are getting actual high-ranking officials and people that are part of this disclosure program speaking so candidly about what was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, considered taboo or considered well-out conspiracies, X-Files, and tinfoil hat talk. It's now being fully disclosed, and the American people and people as such are going to have to deal with this. We're going to have to deal with this together. We're going to have to deal with this. And so whether it's true or not, that's up for debate. But I just want to highlight here that we are going to have to deal with this. They are doing this 2025 disclosure. It started in 2023. It escalated in 2024. And we start seeing drones. We started seeing actual formally disclosed videos that we previously used to see on the internet and stuff. But, obviously our government gets a hold of it and they disclose it and stuff. But all of these files are being released. So we live in the time of great revelation. And all revelation is the, the veil being lifted. People think, this revelation and all that. No, the veil gets lifted so that way the truth can come through now, finally. So it's not that I'm saying anything different than I said 10 years ago. It's just that the veil had not been lifted 10 years ago. The veil had not been lifted 15 years ago. The veil had not been lifted 100 years ago. The veil is now being lifted. So now it is on us. It's on people like ourselves to whatever we deem to be the truth, or if there was information out there that we've gotten into that was so disclosed and not talked about and stuff, speak out about it now. I'm not saying much different than I've ever said 15 years ago. Essentially, it's just that now is the time. So now it's going to be retrieved different. during the time of revelation, you know, we're blessed with new eyes and we're blessed with new ears and we're blessed. Well, I mean, we do some are cursed with closed hearts and stuff, but it's the time to separate people that is going to be willing to accept the truth and those who are not. And that we also have to take that into account too, that some people are just not going to be willing to accept the truth. So there's no need, you know, to waste that much time with them. You know, germinate their mind with the truth and then you move forward. You don't got to beat them over the head with it. I'm not going to use this platform to beat anybody over the head with it, but it is time to speak out about it or say what you got to say, get that shit off your chest. But yeah, very interesting that is being disclosed because I've been watching the UAP disclosure hearings all the time with David Grouch and Wesley and other members of Congress have gone on there and testified under oath. So I keep pretty close eye on that. But I always say that our time today is you need the Joe Rogan stamp of approval. If you want to go out there, if you got breaking information or really, really vital information, we now see that you could go to Congress, y'all can live stream it, you can go here, you can go there, and you can go anywhere. But to really get it out there and really expand that and for conversations to start being had and it to gain some mainstream appeal, you obviously have to go up to the big fish, which is sit down with Mr. Rogan. Really, really crazy that he's in that position today. But yeah, it just is what it is. You go up to Rogan and you disclose that. And that is going to be a conversation and that is going to be a topic that has to be had. And it will be had in 2025. So more to be had with that. But I do want to highlight, check my history and stuff. But the reptilian conversation has been well had and well versed on for a long time. And I you know, usually it's done in a trolling fashion because I have to do that to guise my real excitement or my real actual passionate feelings about these things. So I kind of guise it with a little bit of trolling a lot of times. But behind that is the fact that I'll be itching to talk to people about these things. Because we're going to be faced with them at some point. So, yeah, there's that. Reptilians, Adam Silver, Jews, overworld. Just telling y'all what it is. These shape-shifting Jews that got the tentacles all over our government are reptilians, demons, literal demons. I don't mean possessed with no demonic spirit. Well, yeah, they're that too, but they're demons. Not of this origin. Non-human intelligence. Let's put it that way. Last topic, man. Speaking of demons and shit, look at this. Look at this conversation on 60 Minutes too. And then I want to have a little bigger conversation about something. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it. So this conversation was had on 60 Minutes regarding, let's see.
Things she says that are over the top, like the Democrats are a party of pedophiles.
I would definitely say so. They support grooming children.
They are not pedophiles. Why would you say that?
Democrats support, even Joe Biden, the president himself, supports children being sexualized and having transgender surgeries. Sexualizing children is what pedophiles do to children.
She said, okay. Wow. She said, wow. The lady said, why would you say that? And then the other lady went on to explain herself. And then the interviewer on 60 Minutes said, wow, and got mad. Well, she's right. That's what these people do. Initiation, grooming. And that segues me into the topic with DJ. They're calling him Diddy. I don't know. They got some Diddy nickname for DJ Academics right now, but that leads me into that topic. So he's under fire right now. Fat DJ Academics, who ironically enough was covering closely, was the main factor in the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, which obviously led to the anti-pedophile record, Not Like Us. where Kendrick also says them predators move in flock. DJ Academics is now under fire because his dumbass, with the climate of everything going on, knowing that you are at the height of this big ass beef with this big ass pedophile record going on, and you know kind of the state of everybody pointing out pedophiles. Not only was it going on in hip hop, but you got the Diddy case, and then you got what's going on in Washington. And it's I told you, 2024 was just pedophile. It was the attack of human and sex trafficking. That was the highlight of 2024, essentially. That was the zeitgeist of 2024. So knowing that, you would imagine that if you have any media training or any common fucking sense, that you would be very, very careful and choose your words very, very wisely. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of turned over. I'm chilling. But Academics proceeds to, he's on stream, I think a Twitch stream with one of Playboy Max's people, part of his community. They call in and they're on like a three-way. Not Playboy Max, he's not on the clip. I don't know who the other party was involved, but it's DJ Academics and a 15-year-old boy. And they're essentially asking him, first DJ Academics is saying like, would you suck a dick? The kid is getting all awkward, talking about no. Then DJ Academics tries to make him feel a little bit more comfortable, starts talking about women, asking him, you know, would he fuck Playboy, this person's older sister? And mind you, the 15-year-old obviously has media training, or his parents have talked to him or something of that sort. But he's saying like, essentially, I'm uncomfortable. This is he's telling DJ Academics this is considered grooming. You know, I don't feel comfortable answering these questions, yada, yada, yada. DJ Academics continues to persist. And then somebody else interjects and saying, you know, what's your address? We're going to send you strippers over and shit. Really, really, really weird conversation that was had between a 33-year-old man and a 15-year-old. And here's the thing. DJ Academics goes on after he faces backlash. Shane says overhyped situation. I'm sorry. And you don't hate Act. Shane loves Act. That's one. Okay. Let me ask you this, Shane. Shane says overhyped situation. How old is DJ Academics? DJ Academics is 35 years old. Is there a 30 less? I want to open it up to anybody. And he's way older than us, of course. Is there a 35-year-old out there that you would be comfortable having that conversation with your 15-year-old son? And I already know you're going to say that ain't the point. That's not what I mean by overhype. But I'm just asking this question. I'm asking it to the floor. Anybody out there that's going to watch this replay, drop a comment. Is there a 35-year-old man out there that you want having that conversation with your 15-year-old son? Shane says no. I agree. Not a 30-year-old. There's not a 25-year-old. Maybe, but, and granted, can he hide behind the gaze that, oh, you know, that's just the way, because I heard his response, you know, oh, you know, you talk to your little brother and shit like that, you know, but a 35 and 15-year-old, that's no bueno for me. No bueno for me. And do I think there was any foul play or any ill intentions, or was he actually grooming him? Does he want to fuck this kid? Of course I don't. But we consider grooming. We consider grooming an act by the person committing the grooming as if they just want to fuck him. No, he said hypersensitive ass error. For sure. We grew up in a different time, Shane. But the point is that I've said crazier shit on Call of Duty yesterday. Who did you say that to? You said it to younger people? I sure hope so. You just turned 30. I sure hope you're not talking to 15-year-olds like that on Call of Duty, asking them if they would suck a dick. He said for 1,000. I'm trying to think. I don't listen. I manage a lot of minors and stuff like that. I definitely would not be having that kind of conversation with them, obviously. But I'm trying to think. I got nephews, nieces. They're friends. I don't know. I wouldn't be having that conversation with them. Anyways, the point of the matter is grooming isn't just subjected to meaning that you got ill intentions specifically for what you want to do with them. Grooming is you're talking to a minor about getting them over the next hump into potentially doing sexual activities with even another person. That's a form of grooming, So you're talking to a 15-year-old and asking him kind of his gauge and his guise on, sexual preferences and stuff like that. I just think it's an inappropriate conversation to have with a 15-year-old. Leave that up to that child's father. Leave that up to that child's actual big brother. Leave that up to that child's cousin, somebody of that sort. So that's where the beef is, Shane. Now, with me, I can't speak for everybody else, and I'm just saying, academics. No one was trying to educate, be serious, or anything. My beef. They was talking shit. Oh, they was talking shit. But here's also my beef. Here's my beef because I understand that. But I'm saying, like I said at the top, academics knowing the climate in which we're in, this is a lot of people's beef with you. Be careful. Understand your platform and understand the responsibility you have in your platform and understand who the fuck you talking to. You talking to a 15-year-old little boy, It's just not a smart idea to probably be on live asking that question, especially after you were the circumference, you were the diameter of a beef surrounding pedophilia. It's just very idiotic. Very idiotic. So yeah, I already know he could take accountability by saying I'm retarded, but obviously I'm not a freak or a pedophile and shit like that. But everybody that grooms people and shit, see, the thing with these buzzwords and shit like that, people don't really know the root definition of them, and we put connotations on these words and shit like that. But everybody that grooms people may not know that you're grooming them necessarily. You know what I'm saying? You may not know you're grooming them. And again, it's a new cool buzzword and yada yada yada, super sensitive air and shit like that. But I'm saying we already know that. We already fucking know that. So watch your conversation. So academics is now banned on Twitch. Shane says, I hate when Twitter gets a hold of a new word. Me too, because here's the thing. They fall on swords that don't have no sharpness to them. That's the problem with social media and like the hijacking of woke or the hijacking of the Black Lives Matters movement. They do Antifa and shit like that. They do these false flag things to eliminate the actual potency of the actual real issues. So like to your point, here we are having this debate with academics and shit like that when there's actual real pedophilia and shit going around, real grooming going around. Now we don't see. I seen another clip of Tyga dealing with Bobby, the boring Bobby bitch that's going on. The social media Bobby bitch. Tyga's like, involved with her, and I'm just thinking, come on, Tyga, bro. At some point, somebody gonna have to call out. We gotta come to the table and talk about Tyga. What's going on with Tyga, bro? We already know the Kylie Jenner situation that he had going on, and all these other young white girls that's going on. But what's up, Kat? Like, I'm just saying, like, are these celebs so far removed, or do they just not give a fuck that much that Tyga, you just gonna open yourself up to that? And I'm pretty sure Bobby's of age and shit like that, but she's pretty young. And I'm just saying, Tyga, you're like 35 too. You're like Drake's age too. So it wasn't just that Drake was actually grooming underage people, but people were highlighting the fact that Shane says she's like my age. Okay, I did not know that. So apologies to Tyga. I stand corrected. I did not know she was 30. I really thought she was 20. That bitch is dumb to be 30. That's a dumb 30-year-old. That's a dumb bitch right there. Or maybe she's really smart because she plays that character really good. Either way. But again, with the academic situation is, first off, you're not from here. And this is what happens when you try to be a part of a culture that you're not a part of. You try to adapt. You try to attach yourself to all the cool aspects of it, and you try to fit in. And we know that you talk about flying girls out, and you think you're a hot boy, and because we know that you're lame. You know what I'm saying? We know that you're lame at your core, and before you really got on and shit, everybody knew you as a fat lame. Erykah Badu said you look like the mouse from Tom and Jerry. That's what we know. And if Erykah Badu's clairvoyance is on you like that, then you're lame. So I've seen Act's whole development, guys. I've watched Act from the very fucking beginning, from the very, very beginning. The War in Chirac, all the way to Everyday Struggle, all the way through that, all that. So I've seen him build himself in this culture, and he got to wear the belt this year, and it felt good. And being at the top feels really, really good. But with that comes the pressure and the responsibility of being at the top. And now, like I said, I talked to somebody earlier about Aaron Rodgers. Here's one of my beefs about Aaron Rodgers, and I hope you guys get the analogy. I said, one of my main beefs with Aaron Rodgers is we talked about Dan Marino and the fact how hard it is to actually get to the Super Bowl, and how back in the day Dan Marino made it to the Super Bowl, and everybody just assumed that was a given. He'll be back to the Super Bowl. He'll win one. And we start naming players. I said Drew Brees, and I said Aaron Rodgers. These players just retired with one Super Bowl. And I said, but for Aaron Rodgers specifically, Aaron Rodgers hasn't won a Super Bowl with the expectation of winning the Super Bowl. They were good that year, but if you guys remember that kind of snuck up on the league. But ever since then, that catapulted Aaron Rodgers into the superstardom that he's in today. But as a 4-time MVP, as a number one seed in the NFC over and over, Aaron Rodgers has not won a title with the expectations of winning a title. And my point was that is a different type of pressure. That is a different type of greatness to win. Like, that's why repeating and three-peating, if the Chiefs do it, is so hard and unprecedented, because when you're at the top, everybody is aiming and gunning for you, obviously. So you got to bring your best every night, and it's different to be able to win with the expectations of winning, because it's not as fun to win when you're expected to win. So from a personal level, it's not even fun to do the job no more. It's like now we're expected to win, so it's more like a chore than it is vindication for winning. So with academics, he's going to be faced with that. If you coin yourself and you are wearing the crown as hip-hop's number one guy, as far as the media is concerned, well, you got to take that on the chin, and you got to take that responsibility. And I would say start with the fact that you probably should be a little bit careful and not sit up on a stream talking to a 15-year-old, asking him would he suck a dick and would he fuck somebody's older sister who's probably well above age. That is grooming. That is grooming. And granted, you're an outsider of this culture, so you see it as cool. You know that we get down like that. You probably know some 16, 15-year-olds that fuck 22-year-olds and shit like that. But I'm saying we're at a point and see, this is my point. People attach themselves to the low qualities of our culture, and it always bothers me. That's why Stefan don't like no hood ass movie all the time. That's why Stefan likes to see a movie of a black scientist and shit like that for representation of our higher self. And I understand we have a lower self in our culture and stuff, but that has been highlighted. And it's been the only thing that they highlight of our culture, and it's enough of that. And we're at a time where that is trying to be changed. Kendrick trying to be at the forefront of that. J. Cole trying to be at the forefront of that. Killer Mike trying to be at the forefront of that. Jay-Z. People are trying to be at the forefront of this. So we're at this crossroads between our culture where some of our people are literally playing tug of war with some of these other people who have put their tentacles around our culture in order to wear it as a chain or as a coolness shield. And our people are actually trying to fight for that shit back and say, nah, if we represent our culture, if there is bad parts of our culture, let us represent it. But academics, you ain't even from here. Drake, you ain't even from here. So y'all coming in, that's where people, yes, it's hypocritical of us. I see academics sits up on a stream talking about he tries to draw the line between the hypocrisy between the culture and what we accuse Drake of. Yes. But I'm here to tell you that's okay because it's ours. That's okay because it's ours. We're allowed to be hypocrites about it. It's ours. It's ours. So if somebody outside of the culture is doing something that we deem foul, even though we do it, a lower version of ourselves does it, we're allowed to call that shit out. We will represent ourselves how we want to represent ourselves. But outsiders ain't going to come in and wear it as a shield, wear it as a mask. We already got a group of y'all wearing our title out there. We know what y'all are called. You know what I'm saying? There's already a whole war being fought over misrepresentation of a title out there and unrightfully claiming a title that ain't y'all's. So y'all doing it in hip hop, y'all doing it in the culture as well in the same aspect. And that's where my beef always is. So academics, I know you ain't listening. Drake, I know you ain't listening, but if you guys were to listen, if this video were to ever get in your team's hands, that is my advice for you guys, is to understand that crux of it. It is ours. It is ours, the good and the bad. So that's not for you guys to mimic and display, especially when you guys only mimic and display the bad parts of the culture. Y'all don't highlight the good parts of the culture. Y'all don't highlight the good aspects of it. So yes, I understand that there's a part of hip hop that has celebrated grooming, that has celebrated sexual misconduct, that have talked about being 16 fucking a 20-year-old, or being a 20-year-old fucking mad bitches. I understand that. But you have to see the writing on the wall, and that it may be the tug of war. Maybe you guys get it back next year. Maybe you guys get it back in the next few years. But I'm saying right now, we're at a crossroads as a people and as a culture where that is under review. That process is under review, and all of that shit is being looked at. Not to mention, when you think bigger picture, like I said earlier, the human trafficking and sex trafficking thing, that whole thing is coming down. That whole thing is coming down. So it's very, very, very lazy and irresponsible of you. Have you not watched the news in the last 5 years? It started with R. Kelly, guys. Then it led to Epstein. Then it led to Harvey Weinstein. Now they got Jay-Z involved. Now they got P. Diddy involved. Now you got the Drake and Kendrick beef. Now you got it going into politics and shit like that. The whole human and sex trafficking thing is under attack and it's under review right now. So it's very, 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 it would be very, very wise of people with a media platform to be cognizant of that and watch what the fuck they say, especially when you're talking to a fucking minor. That's pretty simple to me, and that's pretty common sense to me. So that's where I'll leave this off at. DJ Academics is losing subscribers. He's losing sponsorships and shit. He's saying he'll be all right, and he will be all right. He has a big enough platform. He's a big enough voice in this culture. He'll land fine. He'll be fine. Hopefully, I know he says it'll be a learning lesson, but he also has threatened that he'll take other people down and the shit like that. And it's like, whatever. Dude, just stop talking nasty to 15-year-olds. I don't think the conversation was that wild. I'm just saying the concept of the conversation is something that we need to consider. That's all, especially in this day and age, because we might have all been groomed. And so we are continuously trickling down that cycle of doing it to the next and blinking our eye. But when somebody comes and tries to correct your wrongs and letting you guys know that, hey, this may not be it. This may have lended to a lot of pedophilia, a lot of sex trafficking, a lot of all of this stuff. Like we all have been guilty of contributing to that cesspool. But I'm just saying the day has come to where that is under review. So this is one of the things, you can call it fake woke or too woke if you like. This is one of the things that you might want to start considering in your, not in your platonic relationships, but in your romantic relationships, in your friendships, or even when you are talking amongst your family members, because we're all older. And like I said, I got nieces and nephews and younger brothers. This should all be conversations. It should be a learning lesson not just this academic situation, but the whole thing that's going on. You guys got to pay attention to the whole thing and see how culture is moving. It should be a learning experience for all of us. You know, have we been victims of being groomed? Have our sisters and siblings and our mothers been groomed? And do we add to that zest pool of it? Do we contribute to it? Do we take away from it? Do we shield ourselves? Do we shield our family members and protect our women from it? It's something that has to be visited. And, you know, especially as a people, no nation is going to respect us until we start respecting our own women. And we totally don't. We just totally don't. We leave them all open for shit like this to happen. I'll leave off on that note. I appreciate everybody in the chat today. I should be coming back this Saturday, probably with a bigger, more in-depth live stream. I did not cover the OpenAI and DeepSeek situation that I know Shane was just itching for. He loves him some tech wars. I still got to do. I did a little bit of reading today, but I got to do more reading. Everybody go out and get you Final Call. If you want to know where I get a lot of my sourced information, it comes from the Final Call. The number one minister out there in the world is the Final Call. Lots of information in there, jam-packed with really detailed, great information out there that you can't get nowhere else. So I'll leave off on that note. I'll be coming back Saturday. We'll talk some tech wars, and we'll go more into detail on this new tragedy. We'll get an update on the California wildfires. Who knows what's going on in Israel, Hamas anymore, Russia and Ukraine. It's always something new. But yeah, this is your host, Lord of Lips. This is episode 25. You guys know, please like and subscribe to the page and share it as well. But I am out. Peace.